I can't keep my hands to myself, which is good for you because I hit the button and I'm now making a video about weather. Because I am Star-Lord New Thor 7, your metaphorical gin and juice. This is the situation over the United States right now. This major storm will clear out by Friday. And we have a little one behind it, which isn't supposed to be that big of a deal. And so we have no major severe weather worries for at least a week. At least that's what the models say. But I'm here to tell you, yes, I'm worried about the storm that will be here around May 4th, May 2nd. And of course, in today's environment, anything could happen at any moment. But let us get to the issue that I'm here to talk to you about. And that is, we have another giant Azores high, Bermuda high, a high, call it whatever you want. I'm not real big on labels and definitions, but it's these things over here, right? And so, and I wanted to state that even though the professionals are saying that this will be an average hurricane season, I think it will be as bad as last year, if not worse, and we will see 2+ hurricane landfalls in the United States before the season is over. And on top of that, I think we're going to see a hurricane before hurricane season even starts. I made that prediction a couple weeks ago. And it looks like we have our first culprit. So, let me stick on task though. And so here's our giant Azores high. And what I fear is about to happen is that when this happens sometimes, it's happened once before, where all the low pressure goes around the system and trains all of the moisture up into the Gulf. And so as this one pushes out and we have a new one come in, yes, together, they sort of look like boobs. Weird boobs, but still boobs. Okay. And so here's our little potential thingy in the Atlantic. Starts to fight towards the west, and then it splits in two. So we're definitely going to keep our eye on that thing. Because remember, Hurricane Harvey, I believe, went from a tropical storm to Cat 5 in less than 24 hours. So you need to have a 24-hour, oh my God, I'm so prepared to do whatever I need to do to be safe timeline, right? That's what we're dealing with going into hurricane season. All right, so a lot of the moisture is going to stream around this giant high up through the United States. Let me show you this one. It displays it better. And so the initial model on this came out, and the models have been pretty wacky lately, changing their minds overnight on certain things in the future. And so here's our giant Azores high. But notice how the moisture and rain wraps around the high itself. And so this has the high moving, but I think we're going to see a whole lot of moisture up here. Not 50 inches of rain, but like I said, when the models first came out, they had some pretty nasty storms, pretty much from Texas all the way up into like Vermont. The models have peeled off it quite a bit because they all look like this. Like it was like 5 days of this, but worse. A bunch of reds in the middle. Now it backed off it, but what happens is the initial models usually show up bad, and then it backs way off, and then the closer we get to the storm, the worse the models show it being. So, I mean, still, even if we're looking at this, that is going to be a lot of rain for those areas as the moisture follows the high. You guys see what I'm saying? So we're talking the same usual areas: Texas, Nebraska, Arkansas, Louisiana, Kansas, Iowa, all these places. My geography's bad. Okay. But so that is the next major one we're going to be watching. And like I said, we have an interesting thing to be watching. And we're watching that little area right there. Let's see what she does. This is exciting. You and I are watching the same thing at the exact same time. Well, no, it's taped. But so that's that on this. But notice how it kind of keeps fighting to stay alive. And remember, I don't think this is going to be that big of a deal, but it just shows signs that the ocean is already starting to form some strange patterns. And please don't forget, it was only in February that the polar vortex split, causing sudden stratospheric warming and bizarre weather. So, anything's on the table these days, baby. So true. Look at these rain bands. I'm your Captain Rain Band Rain Man. And yeah, I mean, the situation is, the rain bands are getting bigger continually. And this isn't a major problem yet, but when these giant rain bands get into a pattern where they track over us, that's going to be a big deal. And another thing that I'm worried about is South America. I wonder if they backed off this really bad. South America is about to get clobbered. And I know that tradition is actually not like non-America, like South America. I mean, that is like 20 to 24 inches of rain across the entire upper continent. So I know that even though our country, corporations take advantage of the third world country wages and work, and then we get mad at those people because they're war-torn country, because of our drug policies, they flee and come here. So corporations have dehumanized them, so we don't have to care about our fellow man, even though God and Jesus Christ says the opposite. So yeah, look at this. This is like 20 to 25 inches of rain across half of the continent. Man, this is going to be a major situation. This has millimeters, but it breaks down to like 20, 25 inches. And so that is going to have catastrophic consequences for South America. And, these patterns change. So we may not, a lot of Americans may not care about Puerto Rico now, or South America now. Although Puerto Rico is America, USA. But these patterns are coming to us, man. So we should be adapting now, which we are not doing. And it looks like Puerto Rico, I'm really worried about all the islands, not even just for rain, but, like I said, that I don't see any reason not to take this hurricane season very seriously. And as wild as the weather has been. And so, this one was light, fresh, and easy. We don't have any major pressing concerns, and we don't see any hurricanes hitting in the near future. And even these floods that are coming won't be that bad, but there's something to look out for. And just want to remind everybody, like a broken record, since the beginning of 2017, we've taken about $1.5, $1.6 trillion of infrastructure damage into roads and bridges and public and personal property and businesses. And so, Mother Nature is breaking stuff faster than we can fix it. And so I think it's best for us to start building 2 super cities in West Texas and Colorado. And that's the thing, man. If you could get off this false scarcity economic system and everybody would share their gifts and inventions, pretty sure we could build some amazing structures that could withstand flooding in 300-mile-per-hour winds. And they could actually be big, glorious works of art that work well with nature. I mean, the idea of building a super city to me has always been fascinating. I even wrote a whole movie about it. About a kid who inherits 33% of all the land and money in the United States, so he builds a giant city. The idea of building a city from scratch is a glorious one, and you can make it like a work of art that works for Mother Nature and for people. It's really a beautiful, brilliant idea. But like a lot of beautiful, brilliant ideas, people fear it at first. So, I'm getting back in my groove slowly. Man, the weather's been weird. Not only the weather's been weird, but the energy. The energy's all around. It's like a roller coaster. One minute I'm super happy, and the next minute I'm like, oh my God, how long must I suffer these people? Oh man. Anyway, I love you guys. I super appreciate y'all. I don't thank you guys enough. I got to get in a better habit of doing that, because you guys are really the only reason I can continue to do this. Because if I didn't know I had so many cool, kind, kick-ass people who are out there preparing for the future, I wouldn't be able to do this. Because there's a lot of anger and confusion out there. But it is near the end of the month, and so I have to remind y'all that THORNEWS is a publicly funded YouTube channel. So if you want to see me up and running, I appreciate and technically need contributions and donations. So I'll leave a link to my PayPal in the information box. And dude, I love getting, whether it be letters. I know a lot of people out there too broke to help, and I understand fully. I do. But if you want to drop me a letter to my P.O. box, man, I love it when somebody old school mail. It warms the cockles of my heart. My phone is freaking out, so I guess I better end it. Talk to you guys soon. Love you guys. Stay cool.